It's been 20 years since Louis Rags Sherman died on April 7, 1997. Though Rags may have left this earth, his legacy lives on through his family and former players. Today, where else should we be than the place Rags made into New Orleans' home of baseball and the field that now bears his name? Rags' game at Rags' Field, next. From Rags Sherman Field at Kirsch-Rooney Stadium, WHNO Sports is proud to bring you the first NBC Bank Prep Showcase. Today, it's a District 9 5A matchup between the Archbishop Shaw Eagles and the Archbishop Rummel Raiders. And a pleasant good evening, Ken Trahan along with Danny Ream. So glad to have you with us here this evening as the Jefferson Parish Catholic League rivals hook up once more. Rummel and Shaw. What a special night it is, Danny, because we honor the legacy of Rags Sherman. What a special man. He was a personal friend of mine. I'll never forget him, and obviously his legacy lives on.
Absolutely. At this ballpark in a very big way with the Sherman family, they run the show here at Kirsch, and they do such a great job, really go above and beyond the call of duty for high school baseball and junior college baseball in this area.
They really do. Let's take a look at the current Catholic League standings. Curtis, Jesuit at the top, Rummel and Shaw basically in the middle of the pack. So this is an important game for many reasons.
Absolutely. You're trying to play your best baseball at the end of the season. That's the number one thing, and you're getting to that point. But you're also trying to position yourself for a good seed, a good draw in the state playoffs, and try to make a push at the end.
Let's take a look at our building blocks to victory, brought to you by Gibbs Construction. For the Shaw Eagles, it's all about getting off to a quick start.
Yeah, they need to have a good start if they're going to be able to stick around with Rummel. Rummel's a very solid club, and for Shaw, they need to get off to a good start, get themselves going, throw a lot of strikes, put runs up on the board, and feel good about themselves as the game progresses.
For the Raiders, it's all about pounding the zone.
Got to throw strikes. At the high school level, a great way to get yourself in trouble is to walk guys, hit guys. You've got to stay away from that. Pitch to contact and play good defense.
What a better way, what could be a better way to honor Rags Sherman with a baseball game on a field that bears his name, Rags Sherman Field. Rummel and Shaw coming up next. First pitch and the opening lineups as well as we continue on WHNO. Ken Trahan along with Danny Ream, Rags Sherman Field at Kirsch-Rooney Stadium. Archbishop Shaw, Archbishop Rummel getting set to do battle for the second time in this two-game series. Rummel won the first game 6-2 earlier this week over at Winterscheid Stadium. And here's the batting order for the visiting Shaw Eagles under the direction of former Major Leaguer Kirk Bollinger. Dylan Black leads off and pitches. Colby Sculthorpe is at first. Rene Brubacher, the center fielder. Wayne Tumpley, the catcher. Corey Nene is in left field. Brendan Smith at third base. Jordan LaCava, the designated hitter. Brandon Ortiz, the right fielder. Justin Ostriker is the shortstop. And Tyler Nickel will not be hitting, but playing second base for the Eagles. And they will oppose this right-handed hurler for the Raiders, the senior, Zach Cook.
He's had an outstanding year as a senior for the Raiders, Ken. Cook's really been on top of his game every time out. 2.12 ERA, only 15 walks and about 40 innings pitching. So he's going to pound the zone, give him a chance to play defense and win.
Speaking of defense, let's take a look at the defensive alignment for the Raiders. Left to right outfield, Francione, Lacoste, and Stradley around the infield. It's Beck third, Franklin short, LeBlanc second, and Ball at first. Fury does the catching, and as mentioned, Zach Cook is on the mound for Rummel this evening. The weather, in a word, is awesome. 70 degrees under perfectly clear skies. The wind out of the north at 10 miles an hour, which means fly balls will get a little bit of help here tonight. Ready to play baseball at historic Kirsch-Rooney Stadium, and leading it off for the Eagles is Dylan Black. Left-handed swinger and doing the pitching tonight as well. First pitch and up in the zone. We're underway. Black to be followed by Sculthorpe and then Brubacher for the Eagles. 293, 14 RBI leads this club. Hard hit, base hit left field by Black. So Black got a pitch up and bangs it into left for a leadoff single. A good start for the Eagles, and we said they had to get off quickly, Danny.
They want to get off to a good start so they can try to stick around with these hot Rummel Raiders who have played good baseball this year. But the biggest thing for Shaw is to really try to build some confidence early in the game, try to stick around late.
Colby Sculthorpe will hit. First baseman. Battery of signs from Kirk Bollinger. And here's Sculthorpe at 233 with a home run and 3 driven in. And a courtesy runner at first for the pitcher. His first pitch swinging again and out of play. So Shaw going up there aggressively against Zach Cook early on. The courtesy runner is Dustin Perkle. So Perkle running for the pitcher, Dylan Black. Breaking ball down and out. Even up at 1-1. Perkle, as mentioned, running here for the pitcher. He's stolen 2 bases on the year. Shaw does not run a lot as a team.
No, they don't. It's more of a station-to-station offense. They need to deliver at the plate.
Good breaking ball in the dirt. Runner breaks for second. Fury pounces on it. His throw bounces, but it's in time, and he's out at second base. I'll give Fury a lot of credit there. He pounced on that ball quickly. Even though he bounced it, his release was quick, and the throw was accurate for the out.
Really good job by Jake back there, blocking it up, getting to the baseball quickly. Makes a strong throw on a hop. That's what you always teach your catchers. If we're going to miss low, give our middle infielders a chance to pick it and make the tag. That's what happened right there.
Goes as a caught stealing. There's a breaking ball. Called a ball, I guess. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Another on the way from Cook. This is in the air. Over near foul territory, but in play for Franklin, who makes the catch. That's interesting. Ron Franklin is a really good athlete. Homered against Shaw in the first game this year. And every time he plays the infield, he looks good. Not as much in the outfield. Looks like more of a natural infielder, Danny.
Yeah, he's an infielder, but he's a good athlete. So Nick
really
Monica has used him in multiple spots. And he's just playing for the team, doing whatever the team needs him to do.
Rene Brubacher will bat with 2 outs at 3-14. He's driven in 11. That's right down the middle, and it's 0-1. Good fastball. That's 0-2.
That's when Cook's at his best, when he's pounding the zone, locating his fastball and challenging hitters.
Working quickly, Zach delivers a breaker down and out, 1-2. Not a power pitcher, but he can strike you out, as the numbers would suggest this year. 40 strikeouts in 39 2/3 innings. This one back to the screen. It's 2-2. And less hits than innings pitched. He was unhittable for really up until about 2 weeks ago. He hasn't been as sharp in his last couple of outings. 2-2. Away, and it's full 3-2. Now, he's not a very big guy, and maybe as the innings build up, maybe he's not as strong as he once was, right?
Sure. I mean, it's a long season, and that can definitely take its toll.
Payoff pitch, and he walked him, so he was way ahead of him, but he lost Brubacher, the 2-out walk. And as mentioned, that's the one thing that Rummel has had a little bit of an issue with this year, is the ability to avoid the free base runners. Walks have been a bit of an issue. You look at the numbers on the year for Rummel in that department. They've walked 97 batters in 171 innings. Here's Wayne Tomplay, the catcher. Second base runner of the inning, Brubacher at first. Down and out, so 5 straight out of the zone. From Cook. Got ahead with 2 fastballs against Brubacher, and then lost him. Tomplay with 13 RBI on the year. Slicing down the right field side, foul. Count is even at 1-1 on Tomplay. Lights are shining brightly here on a beautiful evening in New Orleans.
The weather this week has just been absolutely gorgeous. Great stretch of nice weather for baseball. And it's good to have lights here. We didn't.
What are you saying, man?
There's another game that comes to mind that would have liked to have some lights recently.
A ball and a strike. Runner goes, swing and a miss, throw by Fury. Is not in time, stole the base. So Brubacher aggressively to second. With 2 outs, Shaw playing aggressively. They tried to take a base earlier, got thrown out, but they stay with it, and they really have to play that way.
Yeah, they have to do that and maximize their opportunities. Good job there by Brubacher, getting himself in the scoring position here with 2 outs, see if they can get a clutch hit.
On 1-2, Cook delivers. Bounced it, runner for third, and he will be there without a throw on the wild pitch. So again, the control issues, that's what we talked about. Walk, and now a wild pitch, and a runner's at third with 2 outs.
Well, you got to throw strikes. That's the name of the game. Whenever you get yourself in trouble, it's from hitting guys, walking guys, and not catching the baseball. So you got to stay away from all that, especially at this level.
2-2 the count. Pops him foul right side. Chased by everyone, but no room. As Tomplay will continue this at bat. Good look at Wayne. Gotta like the look of these teams here tonight. Shaw with the birds on the bat, great look. Raiders with their pinstripes, great look. 2-2 the count. Cook electing to pitch from the stretch with the runner at third. Another 2-2. Ooh, what a good pitch that was. We had to wait for the call, but it's a strike, and the inning is over. No runs and a hit, and a runner stranded onto the bottom of the first, with the Raiders coming to bat in a scoreless game as we look around Curse Rooney Stadium this evening. And here's the batting order for the Archbishop Rummel Raiders, presented by First NBC Bank. Zach Cook leads it off on the mound. Luke Lacoste is in center field. Lyle Ball at first base. Evan Francione cleans up in left field. Charlie Beck at third base. Lane LeBlanc, the second baseman. Jackson Denny's the DH. Jake Fury does the catching. Ron Franklin is the shortstop. Taylor Stradley, not hitting, is playing right field for Rummel this evening. They will oppose the left-handed offerings of Dylan Black.
When he's feeling good, he'll be around 80 miles an hour or so with his fastball. Probably pitches around 79 to 80. And, he's done a good job for Kirk Bullinger in district play. He got the start against John Curtis not too long ago and competed well in the early part of the game. So he is an arm that is capable of giving Shaw an opportunity here tonight at Curse Rooney.
And, of course, a left-hander, which gives the opponents a different look. The defensive alignment for the Eagles has Ninian left with Brubacher center and Ortigan right. Smith at third, Ostricker short, Nichols second, and Sculthorpe at first, with Tomplay doing the catching for Dylan Black this evening. Fastball, changeup, curveball, Off-speed pitches are important to him. His fastball is his best pitch, but his off-speed pitch is very important to the success of Black because, as you mentioned, he's not overpowering.
No, not overpowering, but if he can get a couple pitches going, have good command, hit his spots. You know, anytime you're facing a lefty, that's tough in itself. Even the average lefty seem to get a lot of hitters out. But he's got the ability to have Shaw in the thick of this ball game with a chance to win late.
Black, a senior, ready to face Rummel's top hitter, Zach Cook, to get things started in a moment. Throw down, so we're just about set for the start of the bottom of the first. Good look by Black. So here's Cook to lead it off, much like his counterpart Black. In that regard, don't see that a lot, but in high school you do because
and they
you
get
have
courtesy
two-way
runners
players.
right from the get-go. Right from the get-go, get your fastest guy on the bases if they reach.
Great numbers for Cook. Leads the team at 422 RBI. Great base runner if he gets on as well. Took it high and away. Rummel, unlike Shaw, does run a lot, so they'd like to get base runners. You look at the first 4 or 5 in their lineup. They can really run. 1-0 pitch. Off the end of the bat, right side. First baseman tried to get it, so the pitcher has to cover, and a great job by Black to get there. That's textbook by Dylan Black.
Yeah, good
he
job.
broke for that bag right away.
Absolutely. Get started. Anytime there's a ground ball on the right side of the infield as a pitcher, you want to get started. If you get started, you can always stop, but that's the key. If you do not start, if you do not get over there, it's very difficult. So you always, whenever a ground ball is hit to the right side as a pitcher, you want to get started in that direction.
One gone for Luke Lacoste at 270. Took a breaker in the dirt. Lacoste, solid player in all facets. Average slowly rising throughout the course of the season, as you knew it would. 12 RBI for Luke. And it's 2-0. And the wind blowing out slightly here this evening, not a major factor, but if you get it up in the air, it will get a little bit of help. Showed bunt, he missed it, 2-1. Lacoste capable of doing that.
He's got good speed, center fielder, good athlete. Thinking about laying one down there, just missed it, bunted through it.
2 balls and a strike on Luke. Tried to backdoor him, and he got the call. And it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Again, that's the important pitches for Black, the off-speed pitches. If he has those, he can be very effective. And the 2-2 pitch. Missed outside. Full 3-2. Cook only saw 2 pitches. And now Lacoste has seen 5. He'll see a 6th as Kirk Bullinger looks on, the former major leaguer, former outstanding player at Archbishop Rummel. And Black wants to talk to his catcher, maybe on instructions from the dugout. Speaking of Rummel, the boss of the Raiders, Nick Monaco, has done an excellent job. 2-sport coach, outstanding defensive coordinator as well in football.
Yeah, Nick's done a really good job this year. There were a lot of question marks, had to play a lot of young guys, and he's got the Raiders right in the thick of things again.
Every year they're not regarded as one of the most talented teams in the league, and yet every year they finish right there, second or third. They're right there all the time.
Yeah, it's a tribute to him and his staff and the players in the program that, you know, they're able to put the pieces together on an annual basis. It's not easy in this league to do that, but Nick Monaco's done a nice job at Archbishop Rummel and keeping these guys very competitive in a year-to-year basis.
Lacoste waits for the payoff pitch. Here it is. And he struck him out. Black starts off very well. So he gets 2 very good hitters in succession to start the game, and now deals with Lyle Ball.
Well, he came with a really good fastball there. That one kind of jumped out of his hand. Had a little something extra on that one to put Lacoste away. And that pitch looked even quicker, a little faster than it was because it was back-to-back breaking balls that he had just gotten done throwing.
Ball at 224, 19 driven in. Fastball, good pitch, and Black gets ahead. Black looks comfortable early. One and one. Black has that little hesitation in his kick, doesn't he?
Yeah, a little slight hesitation there, and that's something that can, hitters have to adjust to as well.
The 1-1. This is hit very well to left by Ball. That's going to clear the left fielder up against the barrier. On his way to second, his Ball has a ringing double for the Raiders with 2 outs. First hit for Rummel at about 10 or 12 feet to the right of the 370 sign. Hit that about 360, 365 on the fly.
Yeah, that ball was hit very well out into the left center field gap. Ball, a big kid, gets a pitch out over the plate, able to really get into it, drives it into the left center gap. So Rummel now with a runner in scoring position and 2 outs.
Played cleanly by Nini to hold him to second base, and now Evan Francione has the 2-out opportunity. Really good-looking junior left fielder, 2-sport star for the Raiders. Breaking ball beat on the ground left side. Shortstop's going to have to hurry here with Francione running. They'll never get him. And it gets by the first baseman. Shaw makes the mistake. Runner for the plate. He's safe. And Rummel takes a 1-0 lead. Well, it's an infield hit, but no RBI. So a base hit and an error allowing the run to score. You knew he wasn't going to get Francione once you saw that ball get deep into the hole, but the throw was the problem.
A good hustle there by Lyle Ball of coming around. That's something that you like to do on 2 outs when they're going to make that throw across the diamond, is you can just keep on going. Sees the ball down in the dirt, pivots and scores. So Rummel with the early lead.
So the error allows the run to score. 2 hits in the inning. Very good speed at first now for Francione. Back at the plate. Charlie takes a fast strike. Black gets ahead with the fastball. Figures to see fastballs with Francione running at first. Stolen 14 out of 15 bags. Beck at 253, 18 driven in. There he goes. Pitches down and too much speed. No chance to throw him out. So Francione against the left-hander, you got to go on first move. He did. And too much speed, no chance for the catcher.
If you go on first move against a left-hander and he delivers the ball to the plate, there's really not going to be a whole lot that the catcher can do there. Big jump there. First move, as soon as he flinches, you go. You get to the inside just in case he would pick. And you're planning on sprinting all the way in the second and sliding.
Beck takes a fastball down the middle, and now he's in the hole 0-2. That was a pitch to hit. But he obviously wasn't looking for it. He's in the hole, no balls and 2 strikes. He's driven in 18, so he's been a good RBI man in the hole here. And he swings and misses at the breaking ball. Top plate of first, inning over. Raiders take the lead on a run. 2 hits, an error, and 1 left. After 1, Raiders 1 and the Eagles nothing on the first NBC Bank Prep Showcase. This portion of the first NBC Bank Prep Showcase is presented by Joseph A. Bank, the new tradition since 1905, with locations downtown, in Metairie, and in Mandeville. Joseph A. Bank. Raiders with the early lead over the Eagles as we go to the top of the second. Cook with 19 pitches in the first. Gave up a hit, walked a batter, but struck out. Top play to get out of it as Corey Nini leads it off. Took a hook that missed outside. Nini to be followed by Brendan Smith and Jordan LaCava. Nini at 197, but he's better than that. 12 driven in. Late on the fastball, and it's 1-1.
Good heater there from Cook. Threw it right by him.
The 1-1. 2-1 on the curveball that missed. Corey Nene took a fast strike, and it's 2-2.
That's one thing, Ken, that pitchers should really focus on is trying to get that first out. You do so much for your club if you can get that first guy out to lead off an inning.
To the second baseman, LeBlanc gobbles it up, guns him out, one gone.
He first out. That's that little battle at the beginning of every inning, every half inning, I should say, between the pitcher and that leadoff hitter. If that leadoff hitter reaches, it goes a long way for the offense. If that pitcher can retire him, it goes a long way for the defense.
Brendan Smith, first pitch swinging, fouled over toward the third base coaching box. Hey, what a nice pick there. Who's that guy? I thought he was a pitcher. Fields his position well.
Took the words out of my mouth. Always good to have pitchers that can feel their spot. Here's a good look at Kirk Bullinger.
High and away, and it's 1-1. Deep ties to both of these programs.
Absolutely. Played in the Raiders program in high school.
And missing outside with a hook, 2-1. Hasn't really been able to locate the curveball the way he wants to just yet. There's Kirk looking on again. The bearded one, smiling for the camera. Got in on the hands there, and Smith unable to handle it. It's 2-2. Kirk saying about right now, all right, I'd like to see somebody over here soon. Been a bit of a struggle for his offense as a team just batting .224 on the year with only one home run. 2-2. And he got him to chase the high heat. Round number 2. I mean, for a little guy, Cook has a pretty good fastball.
Yeah, he's popping the mid all right here. Climbed the ladder right there, got him to chase for the second out.
And with 2 outs, Jordan LaCava bats the DH.
Now, Cook's been a nice surprise for Nick Monica this year, the way he stepped up on the mound.
Strike called over the outside edge to LaCava. Left-handed swinger, designated hitter. Wide open stance for Jordan. Closes up, though, and takes it down and out. 2-13 with 3 driven in. One. Down, 2 balls and a strike. Good look at Zach Cook. Boy, he wants to work very quickly. Knows what he wants to do, and there he goes with a 2-1. Good pitch at the knees. It's 2-2.
That was a good pitcher strike right there. Outside corner down at the knees.
2 balls and 2 strikes. Cook, again, ready to work very quickly. Here it comes. And now it's 3-2. It's an interesting dynamic when you have a player like Zach Cook, who's an infielder by trade. He's played short for Rummel and quite well. He understands that you don't want to get back on your heels and have a pitcher working slowly. Carries that to the mound and works very quickly, doesn't he? This is hard hit to second. Nice play by LeBlanc. Threw him out. 1-2-3 go the Eagles in the second. Bottom of the second coming. 1-0 Rummel on WHNO TV 20. Okay, I got it. I dropped it. Okay.
Is this on? You got me? Got you. Never saw so many painted on jeans in all my life, Lonnie.
4, 3, 6. Presented by Joseph A. Bank, the new tradition since 1905. The impact of Rags Sherman continues to be felt in the New Orleans area. In his career, he tutored 27 future college and high school coaches, 9 major leaguers, and 3 mayors for good measure. Louis Rags Sherman Field. Lane LeBlanc leads off the second and takes a strike call from Dylan Black, his 16th pitch of the game. LeBlanc to be followed by Denny's and Fury. LeBlanc hitting a .214, a home run, and 11 RBI, a lefty-lefty matchup. And this is another strike. It's 0-2. It's a pleasure to welcome part of that legacy of the Sherman family. The new mentor, the new old mentor, or the old new mentor. Call him what you want, but just call him. He's Joe Sherman, head coach of the Delgado Dolphins. Joe, it's good to have you with us.
Always a pleasure, Lenny. Always.
Well, thanks for being with us. He's Joe. He's Danny. I'm Ken.
I'm listening to Lenny talk in my ear, and it's screwing me up.
Yeah, you're not supposed to be hearing that stuff. I don't know what he's thinking. Here's the ball down and out. A hook makes it 2 balls and 2 strikes. But you've been hearing his voice like since you were like 5 or something like that.
That's pretty accurate. He's been telling me what to do for a long time as well, almost as long as Rags did.
Hate when that happens. You're not the only one, man. What was I thinking when I wanted him to come on board? 2-2 pitch. That's a fast strike. LeBlanc's out on strikes. Good pitch by Dylan Black, who now has 3 strikeouts in the game. And he's actually looked pretty solid so far, Danny.
Yeah, he has. I mean, he's got the ability to keep Shaw right in this thing and pitch his way deep into the game.
Jackson Denny's bats for the Raiders. Really good-looking young player. Stands in from the right side. Looks the part, but he plays the part, this kid. Right-handed hitter with some pop. Good breaking ball from Black to get ahead. So he's showing you that he can throw all of his pitches for strikes earlier. The numbers on Denny's, quite good. 313 with a home run, 13 driven in for the freshman. Denny's right side, first baseman, good hop. Sculthorpe to the pitcher covering, easy chance, 2 gone. So Black doing the job here for the Eagles, and Jake Fury will bat. Okay, Joe, so I'm sure a day doesn't go by when you don't think about Dad, I should say, when you come into this ballpark, when you carry his name. But today more than any, because it's the anniversary of when he went on to be in a better place and no more suffering, gnashing of teeth or anything. He's a great man, but I'm sure you think about him all the time.
I tell you what, it's a special day in my family. As you said, it's hard to believe it's been 20 years, Kenny, but it has been. And Mom came by the park today with Tyler and Emma, and they went over to the cemetery. You know, when we buried my father, we had a couple different options, and it's almost ironic. He's buried a good foul ball away here down the street at the cemetery right over there at Canal Boulevard. So I know he's probably listening to all the games every night here.
Fury hits it straight up into short center. Center fielder's there. Brubacher puts it away. Hang with us, Joe. Very quick, good inning for Dylan Black. We played 2, 1-0 Raiders over the Eagles on WHNO. This portion of the first NBC Bank Rep Showcase is presented by the Acadia Music Fest, Saturday, October 28th in Thibodaux. For the latest news on this fall's lineup, visit acadiamusicfest.net. One of Rags Sherman's former players is none other than Brother Martin head coach Mark Wisniewski.
It's the type of man that Coach Sherman was. I mean, you know, honest up front, called it like it was, hell of a coach. And, you know, one day I said if I was ever had the opportunity to coach, I wanted to emulate him. He was a great mentor. as far as how he treated his players and how he went about the game. You don't find better than that.
Couldn't agree more. Brandon Ortiz took a ball to start the top of the third for the Eagles against Cook, who delivers down. And it's 2 balls and no strikes. Ortiz, Ostricker, and Black for the Eagles in the third against Cook, who's had 38 pitches here. He's walked 1, he's fanned 2.
You know, Kenny, one thing
2-1.
One thing my dad taught me at a very young age is you can't coach this game with your heart. You got to coach it with your mind. And I think what Mark said there is very true. He's always very honest with his players, and something that I try to do every day with mine is communicate with them as much as possible so they know exactly what's on my mind and what my expectations are. But a gift that Rags gave me was just that, to coach the game to win and not to worry about making friends.
First error of the game for Rummel allows a base runner for Shaw here in the top of the third inning. The 3-1 pitch hit pretty hard, but a play that's got to be made. And so Cook will pitch with a runner on base and nobody out as Justin Ostricker will bat. Ostricker in a bunt situation. Clearly has driven in 3 on the year. Can't get it down. It's 0-1.
Squared around a little late there, considering it's a sacrifice bunt. He needs to square around and be ready.
Yeah, there's no mystery here.
No.
You're the 9-hole hitter.
That's it.
And you're trying to get the runner advanced.
Square around, get the bat out in front of the plate, and get it on the ground, away from the mound.
The bunt played a big part in that first game today, didn't it?
Sure did in the game we saw. And we were watching at Kirsch Rooney. 0-1 the count. Throw to first, runner back. We'll show you some highlights of the game that Joe was talking about a little bit later as Holy Cross edged Brother Martin 6-5. Another Catholic League game that was excellent. And he bunts this one foul. That pitch was up in the zone. No balls and 2 strikes. Okay, so as a bunter, easy to bunt the high ball as compared to the low one.
You know, everybody thinks you bunt the ball, and I'm not trying to talk on Danny, but everybody thinks you bunt the ball with the bat. You bunt the ball with your legs. If you got good balance and you use good footwork, it's more important in bunting than anything else. You bunt from the top down. So a high ball is a lot easier to bunt, contrary to what a lot of people want to believe.
Bunting with 2 strikes, and he bunts in the air, and it's caught. What a catch by Cook. Couldn't quite get the ball out of his glove in time to get the runner at first, but that's an athlete on the mound.
You know, his athleticism took over that day. He probably would have been better off if the ball would have dropped, because he definitely would have got a double play.
Yes.
But as an instinctive infielder, he went for the catch. If he lets it bounce once, he's definitely got a double play.
Ostricker popped that one up, and quick as a cat, as Cook off the mound. Almost doubled him up back at first.
Dylan Black bats. He singled his first trip. 1 all, 1 out. Just missed inside. Pretty good movement on that pitch, but no call, and it's 1-0. Good look at Dylan. Raiders hope to turn the double play. As we've seen in previous games, Cook's pretty quick with his move. Not a guy you can take great liberties against. Fury throws pretty well behind the plate.
I tell you, he's been very impressive for Rummel in the games that came out here, Danny. He's really done a little bit of everything for the Raiders this year. Been real good on the bump for him, but he's a pretty good infielder, and I've seen him play outfield, so he's kind of like the Bugs Bunny of
gets it done, whatever they need. But no, he's been a very bright spot for Nick Monica this season, and stepped up well in his senior year, as you need him to do. You need those seniors to step up.
That pitch hit him, hit his hand, so it's going to be 2 on with 1 out as the ball ran in on Black, and 2 free base runners for the Eagles, and these are the situations they need to take advantage of.
Absolutely. First and second, 1 out. You've got to really try to keep this going, try to put an inning together, get your runs when you can get them. As we take another look at it, that didn't feel good.
No, Dustin Perkle will courtesy run at first base again. Black, the pitcher. I don't want to see the pitcher get hit on the wrist. He's checking it out. Yeah, he's showing him where he got hit. It is his right arm, though, which is certainly a relief if you're Kirk Bollinger. And here's Sculthorpe with a chance for the Eagles. He popped to short his first time. Missed the breaking ball, but Fury missed the ball. And the runners will advance on what has to be a pass ball. That's a big play now. A base hit could give Shaw the lead. In a lot of ways, they can tie the game now. So Rummel a bit shoddy in this inning.
Almost looked like Fury thought the runners was running there, Dan. He kind of shifted like he was going to throw.
Yep, I agree.
And it got away from him.
It's a big play there. Take the double play out of order.
Rummel will play back up the middle, concede the run. 0-1. Breaking ball, he hung it. It's line to left.
Bad
and that is
running.
A catch. What a good catch made by Francione. Boy, he's a good athlete. Now, you're right. He should have been tagging, but considering where Francione caught the ball, I don't think he's going to score anyway.
He may have not have been able to score, but less than 2 outs, ball in the air. You got to get back to the base. You don't even take a chance there. You get back to the base and you react to what happens from that point on. Whether he makes the catch or it falls in, you got to be back at the base.
I tell you, it's almost impossible not to score when a guy dives for the ball, though, Kenny. For that kid to get up and be able to make a throw after diving, that would have been one heck of a play.
Cook gets ahead with a breaking ball against Brubacher, who walked his first time. Really good play by Francione, kind of lost in translation with what we were talking about. 0-1 the count. Cook, with his 50th pitch of the game, delivers a smash, and it's thrown back, and Shaw will take the lead. That ball was ripped by Brubacher. He's on his way to second, and he's there, and Shaw cashes in on the free base runners, and they lead it 2-1.
Brubacher turned on that one. He cracked it.
It was a little too hot to handle for Mr. Beck down there. He didn't want any part of that smoker. That ball got on him in a hurry.
That's what we talked about earlier this week, Coach, was that, playing third base, it either gets to you real quick or it's usually something out in front of you that you got to come get.
Danny, I've really changed my philosophy as a coach. I always like to have my two best athletes in the middle. I really starting to put my second best athlete at third base just because of that type of play. The aluminum bat, and it seems like
chopper towards short for Franklin. High hop, sets and guns and gets his man. Inning over, but the damage is done. Shaw gets 2 runs, and they do it on a hit. A hit batsman, and error contributed. 2-1 Eagles going to the bottom of the third. This portion of the first NBC Bank Prep Showcase is presented by the Louisiana Baseball and Softball Academy. For more information on membership plans, camps, clinics, and more, visit LouisianaBSA.com or call 504-733-8660. The Louisiana Baseball and Softball Academy. Errors contributing to runs on both sides. Coach Rags, the person, and the other Coach Rags. Joe, you know all about this.
You know, a lot of people know the story, Kenny, but I'm going to tell it. My dad, when he got back from pro ball, when he was playing in the Red Sox organization, he got back and was looking like all the other minor leaguers for jobs in the offseason. And his job in the offseason was working at the Times-Picayune and States Item, making the daily handicap picks. He did a column called From Rags to Riches, and that's how our passion for the racehorse game got started. And to be quite honest with you, I wouldn't trade it for anything in the world. Some people play golf, some people fish and hunt, but my dad brought me to the racetrack, and the people that I met at the racetrack are a very, very important part of my life. That horse was named by Brian and Vicky Krantz, who owned the fairgrounds, and during Katrina, when we didn't have anywhere to live and we were like traveling nomads, Brian Krantz sent me a text message, which I didn't even know what was happening when my phone went off, and offered me a camp on the Falls River, and we lived in his house rent-free for about a month and a half, and I owe a great debt of gratitude to the Krantz family for housing my family during that tough time.
Ron Franklin at the plate. He's got a 2-1 count. Top of the order to follow, Zach Cook and Luke Lacoste. 27 pitches for Dylan Black, and he pitches with the lead for the first time and delivers to Franklin, who fouls it. It's 2-2.
So, Coach, how are your Dolphins doing?
We're 23-11, and I would say if you gave us a report card right now, 2/3 of the way into the year, we'd probably be a B-. I wouldn't say we're a little bit better than average, but we could be a little bit better than the B- grade. We can really
missing
pitch
away,
it.
3-2.
We can really pitch it at times, and we can really hit it at times, but we haven't done it well together, Danny, and you know how that goes. But I'm really excited about it. I think when we get down to the end of April here and the 1st of May, I think we'll be right where we need to be.
Franklin draws a leadoff walk. Dylan Black was ahead but could not finish him. And Rummel has speed aboard with nobody out. They flip the order to Zach Cook, who grounded out second baseman to the pitcher covering at first in the first inning. Franklin down at first. Good base runner, 9 stolen bases in 10 attempts. And Rummel likes to run. They've swiped 57 of 62 bags on the year.
We're kind of the epitome of the Catholic League this year. We got a lot of young kids, a lot of freshmen playing for us and a lot of first-year people playing for us.
Breaking ball in the dirt. Franklin reads it, breaks for second. He'll beat it. And that's a good coaching maneuver there. I mean, as a coach, you love seeing that.
No doubt.
You make that read immediately, right?
No doubt about it. That's very instinctive base running. Not only do you make the read, but you got to have the instincts to react. And I tell you, that's a nice job right there by the young man.
Goes as a wild pitch. Franklin's at second. Scoring position with no outs. 1-0 on Cook, who's driven in 22 on the year. He'd like to help himself here, trailing by a run. 1-0. Just down, and it's 2 balls and no strikes.
I tell you, the left hand has been impressive, Danny. I really like the way he's got good poise, great balance, and looks like he's got pretty good command.
Yeah, he does. He's on top of things here tonight. This is one of the better performances that I've seen this year.
On 2-0, Black wheels towards second without a throw as the second baseman, Nickel, was trying to cheat in and keep him in contact.
It's always enjoyable to watch a good left-hander.
Good left-handed pitcher.
As long as you're not in the dugout
hitters
against him.
Hard hit line drive. That's going to be caught. Throw to second and dropped. Oh, wow. They had a double play. Shortstop couldn't handle the throw and would have been 2. But instead, Rummel still has a runner in scoring position with 1 out. Again, it comes down to the plays that are not made in games that often decide the games.
And again, we've talked about this numerous times when I did radio with you guys. These guys just can't slow the game down enough at times. Like that play right there was a great play. The shortstop just tried to be a little too quick,
Yep.
No reason to be flashy right there. Just play pitch and catch. Nice play by the second baseman getting in ball, but just a little too quick.
Luke Lacoste struck out swinging his first time on a 3-2 pitch. Took it in the dirt. Nice block by top play. Keep the runner at second. That's important with less than 2 outs.
Know one of your top arms at Delgado right now has ties to the Shaw Eagles.
Yeah, Jace Neely's been really good for me for 2 years. He pitched well last year and lost to the eventual national champions in the Junior College World Series. He lost to Yavapai. And Danny, one of the tightest strike zones I've ever seen in my entire life. Both pitchers, both number ones, going for each other on opening night. Neither pitcher was around when the 6th inning came because of pitch count, because the umpire's strike zone was the size of a Dixie cup. But Jace, has tremendous command, and when he's on, it's a sinker ball, ground ball, and that's what you need in that light air in Colorado. And unfortunately, he just ran into a numbers game. We had to get him out, and when we got him out, it got away from us a little bit. It was 7-5.
And there's, of course, his brother playing in this game, Corey Neene. Dad, Carl Neene, on hand. Carl lost his mother recently, as both young men lost their grandmother. Wonderful family, great people, and good ball players. 3-0 the count. Another Lacoste and a strike. Makes it 3-1. 2-1 Eagles here in the bottom of the 3rd. Still in Black Got a pitch around the leadoff walk here.
Got another Eagle on my staff doing real well for us, and that's in the Fletridge kid. He's really thrown well for us, man. He's been really our key to our pen, to be honest with you. He's been our middle guy has been getting us to the closer.
Lacoste hits it up the middle. The second, knocked down by the second baseman, no play. That has to be an infield hit for Lacoste. Nickel kept the ball on the infield, though, and that prevents a run from scoring. So an infield hit for Lacoste gets Franklin to third with only one out.
That's a good spot here for Rummel. First and third. One out, meat of the order. Due up as Lacoste hit that one right up the middle. Second baseman not able to make the play. Would have been tough either way. Runners at the corners.
Well, here's Ball, who ripped that double to the wall in left center back in the first inning and scored the Rummel run. Shaw has the double play in order here, but Lacoste at first can run.
This is a young man that's really worked on his game and his body. He's really looks the part and has been really playing the part for the Raiders.
Ball took a fast strike. It might be the pitch he wanted right there. 0-1 the count. Lacoste, the runner at first, to swipe 7. Good speed on the bases for Rummel with Franklin third. Lacoste first. Shaw hopes for the double play ball to get out of it. Ball's driven in, 19 on the year. The 0-1. Down and out, so we're even 1-1.
Looks like the plan of attack is to keep it away, which is probably a pretty good idea.
Yeah, he really got into that ball that he hit into the gap in his first at-bat. Sure, Kirk Bullinger's trying to figure out a way not to let that happen again.
Runner goes. Pitch a ball, they won't try. Lacoste swipes his 8th, and 2 runners in scoring position, takes the double play out of order, and it's 2-1.
Good pitch to run on there. They got the breaking ball. Take the bag pretty easily when you pick those breaking balls to run on.
I think you'll probably see a couple more breaking balls, too. I don't think he's going to get away from that plan with that first base open.
With a good hitter behind him in Francione. 2-1 the count. Bounce to breaker, as you suggested. It's 3-1. And you say, well, the guy on deck's hitting like almost 100 points higher, but you set up the force and the double play if you lose him. Not that you want to, but the point is don't give him anything in the hitting zone, especially a fastball, as Francione prepares to hit. 3-1 the count. Ball took another breaking ball, so Joe was all over that. And the bases are loaded with 1 out, and here's Francione. Infield hit his first time. And here comes Kirk Bullinger.
Tough guy to double up here, though. This kid can really play.
He can really run, yeah. He's one of the better runners and athletes I've seen this year anywhere. Again, Rummel is one of those teams, and Joe, you and I have talked about this, and I know Danny has too, and we've done other broadcasts, including radio, as Nick Monica talks to Francione. Rummel has a lot of those football, baseball combination guys, maybe more than maybe more than any other team. They've got like 4 or 5 in this line.
And I think that's partially because of Nick Monica being on the football staff. You know,
I think that's right. Yeah.
I'll be quite honest with you. When I was in high school, and you see it at the college level, if you don't have a good relationship between the baseball staff and the football staff, I don't care if it's at the grammar school, high school, or college level, you're not going to see many combination players. I just think back to when I was at Tulane, we had Tookie Spann and Reggie Reginelli that pop into my head right away. And, you know, they both played when we had Reginelli. It was a great relationship. And Tookie actually, when we recruited Tookie, we put it in his letter of intent that he would be allowed to play baseball. So we wanted to make sure that he was going to get the chance to be a two-sport player. And you just don't see it a whole lot at the next level, but at this level, you should see it.
Here's a big spot. Bases loaded, 1 out for Evan Francione. Singled his first time. Driven in 11. Runners on every base. Lacoste getting off a second. Fast strike to get ahead, 0-1.
Probably Jeff Curtis has probably got the best relationship with the head football coach.
Yeah. You think so? That's one right there. First pitch fastball with the bases loaded. That's a pitch I want to be swinging at.
Absolutely.
He took it down the middle. He's in the hole 0-1. And now he's in the hole 0-2.
Going right at him. That's pretty impressive.
Yeah, I mean, those are 2 fastballs down the middle. Took one and then didn't handle that, and now he's likely to get something out of the zone. No balls and 2 strikes Has Dylan Black got a visit from his coach?
I think he's probably looking for the strikeout, knowing that he can't double this young man off. So I'd probably see an elevated fastball maybe here, maybe.
Or a breaker in the dirt if you trust the catcher. 1-0-2. And he got on the chase. That's what happens when you get ahead. Huge strikeout for Dylan Black, and out number 2.
Well, Black looks really good tonight. As I mentioned, this is, one of the better performances we've seen so far this year on the showcase. I mean, he's really locating well. He's changing speeds, got multiple pitches to go at guys with, and he trying to pitch himself out of this little jam here.
That had Kirk Bullinger written all over it. Pitch around the big guy and then go right at the next guy for the key strikeout.
Beck bats with 2 outs and the base is loaded. Struck out his first time, and he hits a rope in the left. Rummel has tied it. They should take the lead, and they will take the lead. A 2-run single with 2 outs by Charlie Beck gives Rummel a 3-2 lead.
There's that first pitch you were talking about, Kenny.
Exactly.
Tip your cap to Beck for getting it done.
Drives in his 19th and 20th runs of the season, so he's been productive.
Well, it's good to see that, because at this level, unfortunately, you see a lot of guys get in there in situations like that, and they take pitches, they take good pitches. But, I mean, when you're hitting in the 5-hole, you're in that spot to drive in runs. So Beck understood that, got that good fastball, and shot it out in the left field to score 2.
Runners at first and second. Lane LeBlanc bat struck out looking his first time.
Danny,
Good breaking ball, buckle the knees, strike call.
This is a kid, Danny, that we talked about a lot in the radio broadcast. I really like the way this kid sits in at that plate. I don't know how he's going to be against a southpaw, but he really looks good against right-handed pitching.
Yeah, he came on really strong late last year for Rummel and been an everyday starter here this year.
Not looking too good against the lefty here.
Something about those lefties that make those lefties look bad. People want to always ask me why I try to match up so much left against left. I'll answer that real simple. I was a left-handed hitter and couldn't stand left-handed pitching. So I know how I felt, so I figured I'd try to make my opponent feel the way I felt a couple times.
Black has LeBlanc in the hole 0-2. And buckles the knees with a perfect breaking ball. Struck him out looking for the second straight time. Joe Sherman, thank you so much for being with us tonight. Thank you for what your family's done. Thanks to Rags. We love you guys. Keep up the great work.
Well, I appreciate everything you all did to honor my dad. And like I said, I know he's smiling down on us.
Thank you, Joe. 3-2 Rummel after 3. Back with more in a moment on the first NBC Bank Prep Showcase. This portion of the first NBC Bank Prep Showcase is presented by Park Lakewood Apartments, located on the west bank of St. Charles Parish. A short commute to New Orleans. Park Lakewood Apartments. 3 runs, 4 hits, 1 error. And 3 left for Rummel. It's 2 runs, 2 hits, 1 error, 2 left for Shaw. And a swing and a miss by Corey Neely to start the top of the 4th as Zach Cook has the lead again with 51 pitches, 0-1 the count.
Well, you got to tip your cap to the Raiders offense. Able to match the 2 spot in the 3rd.
To short for Franklin. Has it. Strong arm gets him, 1 gone.
That's always the goal. If the opponent scores and you come in offensively, you want to try to erase as many of those runs as quickly as you can. And the Rummel offense able to come in, erase both of those 2 runs that Shaw had scored to take the lead and take the lead themselves. So Zach Cook out there now trying to put a 0 up on the board, a shutdown type inning, and get his team right back in the dugout.
Brendan Smith struck out swinging his first time. Takes a fast one that just missed the outer edge. in the air, right side. Ball has a play, makes the catch. Too quickly erased here by Cook in the fourth. And now Jordan LaCava.
Well, that's what you want to see out of your pitcher. Pounding the zone, letting the defense make plays, trying to quickly get your team right back into the dugout, see if you can keep that offensive momentum going.
And a strike call to LaCava. Rounded to second his first time. This is in the air left side, foul, and Beck chases, but no play. Quickly, though, Cook in control, 0-2 on LaCava.
Cook working quickly, gets it ready to go again, gets on that rubber.
Again, fouled back to the screen, holding it 0-2.
And as you mentioned earlier, Ken, it's great for the defensive players. Really keeps them in the game, keeps them on their toes. They know the pitcher's working quick, things are happening.
Tried to get him to chase the high heater, smart pitch, but he did not, and it's 1-2. See Fury standing up, wanted that ball up. Just a little bit too high to entice LaCava. And now they go down with a breaking ball. It's a familiar pitching pattern, isn't it?
Yep.
Holding it 1-2.
You see those patterns a lot at this level, especially. You see a lot of the same things happen over and over.
Another 1-2, and he struck him out swinging. So a shutdown inning for Cook, who sets down the Eagles in order. On to the bottom of the fourth. It's Rummel 3 and Shaw 2 on the first NBC Bank Prep Showcase. Here's a look at the upcoming broadcast schedule brought to you by Park Lakewood Apartments. Quite a game we have coming up. Top two teams in the Catholic League as we speak. The John Curtis Christian Patriots, the Jesuit Blue Jays. You won't want to miss that one. Watch it live on Sports Noah, tape delayed on WHNO TV 20. The Patriots and the Blue Jays.
That one's going to go a long way as to who will capture the district title.
Jackson Denny's takes a strike at the knees from Black. To start the fourth, Denny's, Fury, and Franklin. 51 pitches for Black. Denny's grounded out. First to pitcher his first time. Took a hook outside, and it is 1-1. Good look at Jackson. In the air. Should be easy. Second baseman now losing it, and it drops for a hit. Well, again, the wind blowing a little bit, Danny, and it worked on that ball. I mentioned earlier, if you hit it high, wind will help it a little bit. That time, Nickel just couldn't get to it, and the ball drops cleanly. Denny's gets a fortuitous break and a base hit.
A big break there that goes the Raiders' way as that one falls in. Anytime the ball's hit up in the air.
Should the right fielder have taken over there?
You gotta get there. Always easier for the outfielder that's coming into the ball to take charge and call off the infielder who's going back out into the outfield.
Fury skied to center his first time, showing bunt immediately. And he took it off the plate, 1-0. You like showing the bunt early?
If it's a sacrifice situation, I believe in getting set and being in a good position to get the ball on the ground. In most sacrifice situations, everybody in the park kind of knows it's coming. It's not a surprise play. It's a play to advance a runner, so being set and being ready to get it done.
Well, he switched off and he just ripped it foul down the first baseline. Gave him the hit privilege and he turned on it, didn't he? But he pulled it foul and it's 1-1.
Jake Fury really getting the bat head out in front on that one, pulls it just a little bit too much and goes into foul territory.
He's big and strong if he gets into one.
He turned on that one.
And another two Sports Star outstanding defensive end. Denny's a runner at first. Fine tight end. Familiar theme for Rummel. Scoring the bunt now. Throw to first. And that is kind of what you expect. He got ahead in the count, so Nick Monica gave him the hit privilege. One pitch, if you like it, take a shot. Now that you have a strike, go back to the bunt, right?
Yeah, trying to get the runner in the scoring position, try to see if they can add on to this one-run lead that they have.
Not a good attempt there. That pitch was out of the zone, and he waved at it, and it's 1-2. Execution, execution. Not likely to be bunting here, though he took a long look. 1-2 the count on Fury. Third baseman Smith still in. Not bunting, and he pops it foul. That will be out of play over the Rummel dugout. Holding it 1-2. Raiders got one in the bottom of the first. Each team with two in the third to get us to this point here in the bottom of the fourth. And the 1-2. Breaking ball in the dirt. Nice block by Topley. Keeps Denny's at first.
Yeah, good job by Wayne of blocking that up, keeping it in front of him. So that runner did not have the opportunity to advance.
Denny's one of the few Raiders that doesn't run. He has not stolen a base. 2-2 the count. And another. Hooked him, but he missed inside. 3-2. Now an interesting decision for Nick Monica. Do you become aggressive and start the runner in this situation?
Got to be careful with that left-hander.
Yeah, Fury has fanned 21 times and it's a lefty-lefty matchup. I'd say no. Not going. Swing and a miss. Good thing he wasn't. If you're a Rummel fan, one out. Threw the fastball by him. Ron Franklin bats. He walked and scored in the third.
Swing and a miss. A big hack by Fury. Comes up empty.
He wasn't real happy about it either.
No. He took a hack at it, though. If he would have hit it, it was going to go somewhere.
Always swings hard. Here's Ron Franklin. Walked and scored in the third. 1-0. Franklin homered in the victory at Winterscheid Stadium over Shaw. Talking to Kirk Bollinger earlier, he said, crushed it. He says, probably the best ball we've had hit against us all year in that ballpark. 1-0. Down a ball, and again blocked by Topley. It's 2-0. Two balls, no strikes. Well, there's a borderline call, 2-1. As Black gets the call.
Yeah, got the call on the fastball.
Big difference between 2-1 and 3-0. Breaking ball, and he missed it, 2-2.
And that's the difference, Ken. That one pitch call, that one borderline pitch call allows him to come with the breaking ball right there. Now it goes from being 3-0 to 2-2.
Black set. Franklin waits. Runner leads first. 2-2. And now full 3-2. So here we go again. Did not start the runner with Fury at the plate. Maybe a little bit more likely with Franklin at the plate. Different matchup, righty-lefty. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Strike him out, throw him out. You'd have the top of the order up to start next inning. Not going. Fouled out of play. You're not following my line of reasoning, are you?
No, it's just I think Nick's probably being cautious because
Sure.
of a left-handed pitcher. You know, those guys, if they see you looking to go early, they can just kick up and pick you off. So I think he's just being a little cautious. probably against a righty, he would have been gone a long time ago.
Yeah, Denny's was taking a step back toward the bag. Not going again, and ball 4. So 2 on, 1 out. You can see that Denny's was not getting a good read on Black at all. He was taking a step back each time. And if you can't get the read, there's no way you send him. We'll get a courtesy runner at second base for Denny's now. Since he's in scoring position, that's Peyton Hancock, the junior, who will run at second.
And Denny's is a freshman, so, experience against varsity left-handers and their ability to hold runners is limited. So that might have had something to do with the decision to kind of stay put as well.
Cook is grounded to second, lined to second. Not too many leadoff men with 22 RBI that you'll find anywhere he's got that. So he's a very good hitter in these situations. Came in hitting 400. Dropped below that with the 0 for 2 and fouls it back 0-1. He hasn't been under 400 in quite some time. He is now. And he's in the hole here. Taking a long look at his coach. If he laid one down third base side, he'd walk to first. But he's up there in an RBI situation. Oh, and 1 the count. Breaking ball. Good pitch by Black. And he's ahead of. I mean, I like what I see from Dylan Black. I mean, he's
talented. I've gotten to see him pitch throughout the course of his career. He's always had the talent.
Ahead 0-2 on Cook. Black with another. Down, it's 1-2, but that was a good 0-2 pitch. Very close to the zone. Cook disciplined enough to lay off. Hancock second, Franklin first. Cook took it in. Another good take. It's 2-2. Somehow those good hitters always lay off of the tough pitches, don't they?
Yeah. Part of being a good hitter is knowing the zone and knowing what you're in there trying to do. So that's a good reason for it.
2 balls and 2 strikes with 2 on and 1 out. Black steps off. Two in the air, out of play. Let's do it again. At 2-2. Zach Cook back in. Black deliberate with another in the dirt. So Cook has worked it all the way to 3-2. This is a good at-bat, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a great at-bat. Fouling some pitches off, taking some borderline pitches, and keeping the at-bat going, making Black throw a lot of pitches throughout the course of the at-bat. See if he can get something to hit here in 3-2. If not, Rummel will be in a good spot with the bases loaded.
Pretty good speed on the bases. Hancock second, Franklin first. 3-2 on Cook. And the payoff is a shot to left. It is hooking, and it is a foul ball. Cook hit it very hard, but hooked it foul.
Well, that's the situation he's in right here. The full count with runners in front of him at first and second is he's going to get a strike. He's going to get a pitch to hit because Shaw does not want the bases loaded with just 1 out.
Holding at 3-2. Black fighting, laboring a little bit here. 2 on, 1 out in the 4th. Battling a tough hitter in Cook. 76th pitch on the way. Slashed foul to right. And the battle continues. These are those at-bats you remember.
I'd play him straight up.
Kind of hits the ball where it's pitched, right?
He just fouled one down the left field line, fouled one down the right field line. Let's go straight up.
What's the scouting report, Coach? Just line up. 3-2 the count. Black ready with another. Here it is. And this is fouled back Let's continue on in the at-bat.
Yeah, just a great at-bat right now from Zach Cook. And this is something that, even if he isn't successful right now, this will pay dividend later in the game.
Amazing. Still 3 balls and 2 strikes. Cook really making Black work. Lacoste waits on deck. Another payoff. And a smash to right. What an at-bat by Cook. Runner rounds third. He will score. Other runner for third. It's 4-2 Rummel. That's as good an at-bat as we've seen this year.
Yeah, that's outstanding. Really good at-bat there by Zach Cook. A veteran-type plate appearance. And he delivers to put Rummel on top, 4-2 now. Fouled a bunch of pitches off, took some close pitches, and then drives one the other way. And like we said, with runners at first and second, he was going to get a pitch to hit. And he got it, and he delivers right there.
Visit on the mound. And everybody comes over to talk on the offensive side as well. Rummel with a chance for the big inning here. They've expanded the lead to 4-2, but they have first and third one out. And another very good hitter coming up in Luke Lacoste. As Kirk Bollinger talks it over with Black.
Well, the biggest thing for Shaw right here is minimize the damage. Not let this inning beat you. Try to keep it where it's at. You've only given up 1. You're just trying to make sure that it doesn't become one of those 4 or 5 run innings and breaks the game wide open.
Umpire finally comes to break it up. Kirk Bollinger not quite ready to depart yet. He's still talking. At some point, Tony's going to say, all right, guys. He's still talking. And finally, there we go. Kirk back to the dugout. Everybody back to their bases. Luke Lacoste bats, and of course, you know what Rummel wants to do here. Lacoste at the plate is singled, scored a run. He's 1 for 2. They want to run the runner at first base, who, by the way, is a really good base runner. Has to make sure the ball's out of the pitcher's hand, right? Lacoste is driven in 12. There he goes on first move. No throw. Stolen base. Zach Cook running his own bases, I might add, the pitcher. You don't see that very often. He's got 19 steals, and now he'll come out in favor of Cade Rivera to get him off the field.
Yep. Use the speed to pick up an extra 90 feet, and then he'll get the courtesy runner.
19 steal for Cook.
Not so much because it was going to happen right there, but that's a really good offensive play if you can work it out whenever you have a left-handed pitcher and runner at the corners. You can break both guys, basically, because if that pitcher picks the first and you break the guy from third as he's picking the first, you can score it and kind of steal that run in a lot of cases.
Lacoste pops it foul, back and out of play, and it's 1-1. Big situation here for both teams. Chance for Rummel to break this open if Lacoste can deliver a hit. Shaw trying to hang close here.
Infield in. Anytime that infield's pulled in, really opens things up, gives a hitter a great advantage. A lot of real estate opens up and a lot less reaction time for the defensive players.
Swing and a miss. Good breaking ball for Black. Sharp movement. And Lacoste waved at it. He's in the hole 1-2, and Black really needs the strikeout here.
Yeah, he needs it bad, and on Luke Lacoste's side as a hitter right now, you're just trying to get a pitch that you can get to the outfield, something that you can drive to the outfield, base hit, fly ball, all good things here with a run on third, less than 2 outs.
Down 2-2 to Lacoste. Black getting the sign from Tom Play. Ready with the 2-2. And a little looper in the right center. That could find green space, and it will. Blue single by Lacoste scores a run. Rummel moves up to a 5-2 lead. Just hit it where they weren't. Got to be fortunate sometimes. Drives in his 13th.
Well, that's the advantage that goes to the offense whenever the infield has to come in. If the second baseman Nichols playing his normal spot, he's probably camped underneath that one, but because he was so far in, that ball's able to fall in for a base hit.
Now the chance for the big inning grows as Lyle Ball bats. He's had the ringing double to the wall. And left center, scored a run, and then walked in the third when they really pitched around him. Moved to first, chasing Lacoste back. Remember, he stole the base earlier. Rummel, as mentioned at the top of the order, they can really run, and they've swiped three by three different players in this game already. Lacoste is going. The pitch is a swing and a line drive, base hit to right field. Ball hit the daylights out of it again. And Rummel increases his lead to 6-2. He's a lot better than his average would suggest.
Yeah, he's having a great night, really seeing it big against the lefty, Dylan Black. He drilled that ball out to right field, and this is what Shaw did not want to have happen in this frame, is this thing kind of space itself out and get out of hand a little bit. Rummel now out to a 6-2 lead, and with the way Cook's been throwing throughout the course of the season and here tonight, that's going to be tough, a tough mountain to climb to try to come back in this one.
Big inning continues. Kirk Bollinger has to be concerned as Evan Francione bats. He singled and struck out. Has a stolen base. Runners at the corner, still only one out. Breaker missed, down and out. On 1-0, Black to Francione. Took it away, 2-0. Bullpen action for the Eagles, as you might imagine there. And we take a look at the bullpen warming up. That's number 18, Jacob Morez. Morez, the sophomore. Favorable count, Francione. And he waited on that one, but waited too long. And missed it. It's 2-1. Pitch was away. Looked like he was waiting to try to go that way, but was late. 2-1. Late on that one too. He's a little bit late on his swings, isn't he?
Yeah, he's a tad bit behind, and I don't know if he's not seeing it well. Something does not look right in this at bat for Evan Francione. Not seeing it well.
2 balls and 2 strikes. Black trying to escape further damage. Delivers to Francione. And he hits this hard. That's fair. Inside the bag at third. Another runner's home. Second runner for third. Francione with a double. And Rummel increases the lead to 7-2. Well, he got a breaking ball there that was inner portion, and he turned on.
Yeah, breaking ball kind of hung out there, and he's able to slap it down the third base side, but he was not seeing the fastball well. Kind of surprised that they came back with the breaking ball there after Black had thrown a couple fastballs right by him. For whatever reason, he was late on the fastball, but they give him the opportunity to hit the breaking ball as it hung out over the plate, and he pulled it down the line.
RBI double for Francione. And again, with the infield in, that makes all the difference in the world.
Whenever they're tight, less room to move, less reaction time, always an advantage to the offense.
Charlie Beck had the big 2-run single in the third with 2 outs. Put Rummel on top. Read that one well, took the breaking ball. 1-0. He's got 20 RBI now, does Beck. Good fastball in at the knees, and it's 1-1. Ball and a strike on Beck. Infield remains in. 2 runners in scoring position. Pitch from Black. Waited on it. Chops it to short. Too slow to go home. The play to first for the out. Run scores. And it's an 8-2 game. Beck did his job to put it in play. He has a 3 RBI game.
And this has turned into a big inning for Rummel. Sitting on 5 right now and not done. As we'll take another look at it, Ostricker had to wait on the hop and then just go get the sure out over at first base. But this is a big inning. This has really busted this thing open now with the 8-2 Raider lead.
And now Lane LeBlanc, the ninth batter to hit in the inning. He's had his problems with Black. He's batted twice and fanned twice looking. Went after the first pitch here. Got in on his hands, though. Fouls it back to the screen, 0-1. No balls and a strike. LeBlanc took a strike, and it's 0-2. So he's pitched him really well. Ball gets away, but no chance to advance.
Yeah, Coach Sherman pointed that out earlier. This lefty-on-lefty matchup looks like it's kind of tough for LeBlanc here tonight, not seeing the ball very well against the lefty Dylan Black.
Taps it foul and stays alive. Holding it 2-2. Breaking ball away, so it's 1-2. 8-2 Raiders here in the bottom of the fourth inning, trying to sweep the two-game series with the Eagles. All 1-2. Black to LeBlanc and jammed him. Third baseman caught it, and the frame ends. 9 men bat for the Raiders in the inning as they have the big inning with 5 runs crossing the plate, including this double by Evan Francione, one of the 5 hits in the inning. After 4, Rummel 8, Shaw 2 on WHNO. This portion of the first NBC Bank Prep Showcase is presented by Gibbs Construction, a leader in the construction industry in Louisiana and the Gulf Coast for more than 35 years. Transforming dreams, visions, and plans into reality. Gibbs Construction. 8 runs, 9 hits, an error, 4 left for Rummel. It's 2 runs, 2 hits, an error, and 2 left for Shaw. Brandon Ortiq starts the 5th against Cook. Takes the ball outside. Cook had to wait a while here. Ortiq reached on the error in the 3rd and scored a run. As Shaw took advantage. Ortiq takes a strike. It's 1-1. 62 pitches for Cook. Good look at Ortiq.
Well, Shaw's got to get right back on the horse, so to speak, here and try to see if they can build an inning. Got to get the first guy on and go from there. So this is a big at-bat here for Ortiq, as trying to give his team a little spark after giving up that big 5 spot.
1-2 pitch just missed the outside edge. It's 2-2, and again, Cook just working incredibly quickly all night.
And that's what you want, especially with this big lead right now. He's working fast, pounding the zone, forcing the issue.
Went with the pitch. Look out. Right near the on-deck circle where his teammate was. Wow. Justin Ostricker's like, hey, man, I'm on your side.
Now you know why the younger players have to cross over and use the on-deck circle behind the hitter.
You, sure.
Because of that right there.
wise move to require that, having coached at that level. 2-2, 3-2 now. Eagles need base runners. Cook has walked one, hit a batter. He's fanned 3. Foul this out of play. Good at bat by Ortiz. You'll see his 8th pitch from Cook. Exactly what Kirk Bollinger wants here. Holding at 3-2. Ball 4. What an at bat by Ortiz. Give him all the credit. Battled and battled and battled, and he's on. Second walk issued by Cook, and here's Justin Ostricker to the plate. Cook, you know, is perturbed about that with a 6-run lead.
Yeah, you want to go after these hitters, and that's important for Shaw there to get that little spark, little life here, trying to erase some of those 5 runs they just gave up.
Fast strike from Cook to get ahead of Ostricker. Popped out to the pitcher. Remember, that was that bunt attempt that Cook dove for and made the catch on back in the 3rd inning. Doesn't get that one. It's 0-2. Trying to build an inning. If they can somehow get Ostricker on, they flip the lineup. It becomes quite interesting for the Eagles. No balls and 2 strikes. Ortiz down at first. Cook pitching. Breaking ball in the dirt. Runner breaks. Good read. He'll be there safely. They're going to call a double play interference. They're going to call a double play here. Strike out of the hitter, and then he's in the way of the catcher, so it's a double play. Wow, what a turn of events there, Danny, as we hope we get a chance to see it again.
The runner goes.
I don't know.
I didn't see it.
I don't know. I mean, kind of
really.
fell a little bit, then he took off for first.
Unless there was some contact that we just couldn't see in the shot between the hitter and Fury. Take another look. If there's any kind of contact or something here.
Maybe there. It's kind of hard to see, though. Ball missing. It's 1-1. No real argument from the Shaw side, so maybe there was a little bit we could not see, obviously, based on that particular angle. Down with a breaking ball, and it's 2-1 to Black. First base side look at this. Let's check it out. There's the bat. There's the player. Maybe.
It looked like he got the left arm caught around Fury. Yeah. Looked like Ostricker's left arm was kind of wrapped around Fury, and that's what the home plate umpire saw.
Sure, which if that's the case, he's right. That's why there was no argument. 3-1 now to Black.
Nice camera work, fellas.
Thank you, guys. And he went around. It's 3-2.
Camera shots like that make it a lot easier up here in the booth. Albert rocking it out with that shot for us.
3-2 the count. Payoff pitches on the way. And out of play. We'll do it again at 3-2. Well, they're certainly making Cook work this inning with these at-bats. Nothing to show for it. Holding at 3 balls and 2 strikes.
You can't argue with the camera. We got a lot of angles for you.
Chops this one foul and another good at bat. So we saw an 8-pitch at bat with Ortiz, and this will be the 8th pitch to Black. Cook unable to finish these hitters, give the hitters a lot of credit. And he draws the walk. So 3rd walk issued by Cook, 2nd of the inning. Good at bat by Black. Cook frustrated. Skullthorpe bats. Rummel's a good team, too. At times, very good. The one thing they don't really have is that one guy go out there and just blow people away and just go dominate a game. Pop up, left field, long run for everybody, but Franklin will coast under it. Good athlete, made it look easy. Inning over. No runs, no hits, 1 left for Shaw. They left 3. Bottom of the 5th coming, take a stretch. Rummel up 8-2. Earlier today, another Catholic League special, great game. Tie game in the 6th, and a big strikeout with the bases loaded by Cody McNeil, getting Brendan Brown for the Tigers. And then the Tigers win it with aggressive base running, Danny. And this is how they play. Just a forced play at second, and the runner just kept going around third, and he scores. Courtesy runner across the plate for the winning run for the Tigers, who win that game by the score of 6-5, sweep that series. In the process, as Chase Rosano scored the running run, and Holy Cross continues to roll. That's a hot baseball team.
Yeah, it's a good baseball team. It's a team that was outstanding at the end of the summer, and they're trying to catch that magic again and put it together at the right time. But Cass Harges plays a very aggressive style of offensive baseball.
And an updated look at the standings in this league. John Curtis and Jesuit each with 1 loss. Holy Cross now 5-3, and Rummel at 3-2. Kind of looks like those top 4 teams are pretty solid in their positions in terms of 1 through 4.
Yeah, and that shows you how important that game we're doing on Monday is going to be between the 2 leaders in the league. John Curtis and Jesuit both with just 1 loss right now, so that's a big one coming here on Sports Nolan WHNO TV next week.
New pitcher for the Eagles is Jacob Morez as we start the bottom of the 5th. The right-hander Morez comes in for the Eagles to get the bottom of the 5th starting. Jackson Denny's will face him, took a ball. There's Jacob Morez, 2-2, a 4.20 earned run average, 30 innings, 30 strikeouts. Walks would be the issue, 19 of those. There's the 1-0 pitch from Jacob down the middle, and a fly ball to right should be handled. Ortiz is under it, takes care of that. Denny's retired, and 1 gone here in the 5th, and that will bring Jake Fury to the plate.
Looks like Rene Brubacher has moved over the right, and Dylan Black, who was pitching, is now out in center field for Shaw, so some defensive alignment changes.
Fury got under this one. Again, a mile high behind the plate, catcher with a play, and doesn't catch it. Boy, he was stumbling backwards, and Tom Plate did not make the catch. That's one of those where you hope that your first baseman perhaps can come down and make the play the way it ended up the first base side in foul territory, Danny.
Hey, you want those corner guys, if they can get there, they're coming into it. It's a much, much easier play for those corner infielders if they can run the catcher or the pitcher out of there.
No balls and a strike. Another pitch on the way. Swing and a miss.
Oh, Fury takes a hack.
He never gets cheated, does he?
No, he does not get cheated.
Swing hard. You might make contact. Definitely subscribes to that theory. Swings hard here and fouls it back as they try to climb the ladder on him.
I mean,
he's a big guy now.
He gets into it.
6 feet, about 230. Good defensive end.
He's swinging so hard the jersey is unbuttoning itself in the course of the at-bat.
The hack attack, right? Pulls it foul. Another thing about Jake is he's definitely more of a pull hitter than he is an opposite field hitter. And yet there's a lot of hitting room down the right field side. 0-2 the count. Got under this one a mile high, and of course he doesn't pull it, as I suggested. And the ball falls. Fury for second, and he's there.
Running hard out of the box. Tip your cap.
You got to give Fury.
Yeah.
I was just about to say that. Regardless of what happened in the field, there's a young man that exemplified how you play the game. And guess what? He gets a double out of it. And let's hope that Black's okay.
Black limping away from the play. That was tonight's starting pitcher now out in center field. But tip your cap to Jake Fury, who you see him right there on the bottom right corner of your screen. Getting out of the box hard. The ball falls in. And he's standing on second base. That's just how you teach it. And it looks like Kirk Dillinger wants to come out and talk to Dylan Black and see if he's okay.
Sure.
As he seems to be hurting a little bit out in center field.
Textbook by how you play the game by Fury, but that's no surprise knowing him. And we're going to get a runner for Jake at second base. It's going to be Patrick Meehan who's going to run at second base while we have a moment. Let's take a look at the Division I power rankings. Most recently, Catholic and John Curtis have been in those 1-2 spots now for a while, but look at Holy Cross climbing up to third now, just ahead of Jesuit and Rummel. St. Paul is really hot, too. They're playing well. And even though Brother Martin's on a downer, they're still respectable. So you want to get to 3 to get a bye, 13-team bracket. We'll see. A lot of people are talking about wanting to be the 4 seed, Danny, because you already have a bye. This way you don't have to wait 14 days to play. You have that highest seed among the non-byes, so you play the least opponent in that situation. I've heard several coaches tell me that.
Yeah, I like that idea. I'm not going to lie. I don't like the idea the end of your season being off for 14 days, and they're going to have to do something with that in a lot of these teams to schedule extra games or play some scrimmages or do something, some exhibition type stuff to fill that gap, because for 14 days at the end of your season, that's a long, long time not to face off against an opponent. You can inter squad, but that's not the same as playing against somebody. And 14-day break at the end of a baseball regular season before you get into the playoffs just seems like an awful lot.
Patrick Meehan runs at second for Fury. Franklin took a strike. He's walked twice, scored twice. Took this one in the dirt, and it's 1-1 against Jacob Morez for the first time. Ball on a strike. Black went the first 4 innings. Franklin's driven in 15. Doesn't get the hook. And based on that swing, you might want to throw him another one if you're Kirk Bollinger. 1-2 the count. Might like the fastball. Didn't look real good on that breaking ball. A ball and 2 strikes. Whereas ready. And he struck him out with a fastball. Beautiful pitch. Outer portion for out number 2. Turns the lineup over for Zach Cook, who had one of the best at-bats you'll ever see. I think the best at-bat we've seen this year, frankly, with a big RBI single in that huge 5-run fourth. And that was the key at-bat.
It was a huge at-bat. A great at-bat. I mean, you can't talk about fighting at the plate and coming through for your team any better than that at-bat that Cook had earlier.
Meehan leads second. Cook swings and shoots it foul back to the screen. First pitch swinging. He was looking to drive in a run. Let's see if I do my math right. If he somehow gets a hit here, he'd be back over 400 for whatever that's worth. No balls and a strike. Hot one away. Good velocity for Morez. 1-1.
Well, one of the reasons why Cook has been so successful at the plate this year, as you can see, he's got a good knowledge of the strike zone and a good plan of what he's trying to get. He will leave those borderline pitches alone, and a lot of high school hitters will chase.
1-1. Breaking ball. Good pitch. Swung on a miss. I like the stuff this young man has.
Yeah, he looks like a nice right-hander for Kirk Bollinger. Be interested in talking with him a little bit more about this right-hander that he's running out there tonight. It looks like he's got some tools to be a nice arm for him into the future. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Morez ready. Pitching to Cook. Breaking ball. Cook laid off. It got back to the screen. Runner for third. Looked like a pass ball. A ball it should have been handled. So the pass ball gets the runner to third with 2 outs and a 2-2 count. What a breaking ball. Struck him out looking. That's a quality pitch by Morez to get a good hitter. No runs and a hitter. Runner stranded. Rummel's left 5 after 5. Raiders up 8-2 on the Eagles. For all the latest news on high school, college, and pro sports in Louisiana, be sure to visit sportsnola.com. SportsNola features a team of area writers offering unique opinions. Plus, catch our first NBC video updates. It's all at sportsnola.com. Getting late for the Eagles. They trail Rummel 8-2 as we go to the 6th inning. This will be the 80th pitch from Zach Cook as he faces the heart of the order. Rene Brubacher leads it off. Takes a heater high. Brubacher had the big 2-run double in the 3rd with 2 outs to produce the Shaw runs. He's also walked. Cook hasn't retired him yet. In the air, should retire him this time. Second baseman LeBlanc makes the play, 1 gone. 5 more outs to get for Cook. Wayne Tumpley will bat. Struck out, grounded out. Cook fires. First pitch swinging. Another pop-up, same direction. And another play for LeBlanc. So Lane LeBlanc has a chance to tie a record if he can get another assist in this inning. Couple of friendly pop-ups to second.
Oh, you'll take that all night long. Pop-ups and ground balls, you'll take that all night long. Especially with this big lead.
Corey Nene is grounded out twice. And comes up empty. Shaw going up hacking in this inning. 0-1 the count.
Yeah, they're up there swinging it, trying to see if they can get something going, but just Cook has really been on top of his game here tonight.
Down and out, 1-1.
You've got to have seniors step up. You know, usually when championships are won, you know, those seniors are stepping up and doing big things for you. And, you know, that's something that Nick Monica has gotten out of Zach Cook here this year in his senior season is a big spark offensively, big spark on the mound, playing good defense for him, and you've got to have that.
2-1. Missed the outside edge, 3-1. And Nene's aboard, so walk number 4 issued by Cook. Brandon Smith will bat. He struck out, popped out. Smith in with 2 outs. Doesn't get the fastball. One and one. Raiders with a big 5-run fourth, propelling them to this 8-2 lead. 1-1. Ground ball deep short. Franklin from the outfield grass will not be able to throw him out. Will he? Yes, he will. What an arm. Gunned him out. Wow. Now you know why he's there. Very good arm by Franklin. Takes care of Smith. As we watch it again. I mean, from the outfield grass, throws him out. Great play by Franklin. Inning over. Bottom of the 6th coming. Raiders on top of the Eagles by the score of 8-2. consecutive hit. He has a 3-for-4 evening.
Well, he's got good wheels. A center fielder is his natural position. Really roams the outfield well, and he shows you why with that speed here as he drops the bunt down the third base side and legs it out pretty easily.
Lyle Ball's had a big game, a double, a single, a walk, 2 for 2, 2 runs scored, an RBI, and the 2 hits have been hit very hard. Strike call for Morez, who again impresses me with his fastball and his breaking ball. He's got good stuff.
Yeah, he's looked good for Kirk Bullinger out of the bullpen. I'm sure it's a name that we'll be hearing a lot into the future with him only being a sophomore, as you mentioned.
There's that pop of the glove. You know he's throwing hard. 1-1 the count. Morez ready. Runner goes. Strike call. Lacoste a great jump. They'll never throw him out. Second steal of the game for Lacoste. Fourth for Rummel. Runner in scoring position with a 1-2 count. Luca assumes his lead from second. Breaking ball stays high. 2-2 to ball. Rummel looking for its 19th win. Came in at 18-8. Shaw at 8-18. 2-2. Laid off a breaker. Good take, 3-2. Ball really looks comfortable in the box tonight. Commanding the zone and locating the pitches he wants to handle, and he's done that very well tonight. Payoff. Attacked this pitch, but hits it straight up in the air to right. Runner tags at second. Catch by Brubacher. Lacoste at third. What a strong throw that is. That's a good arm from the right fielder, Brubacher. Very impressive for Lacoste. A little bit too much speed. He's at third with 1 out.
Yeah, Brubacher
I like seeing those outfield arms. You don't see them that much at this level.
He made that a lot closer than you thought it would be, as that fly ball by ball got up into the air and really carried out towards right, was pushing back. Brubacher, obviously also a pitcher for Shaw, so he's got a good wing, and he showed it off right there.
Francione 2 for 3 with a double, a single, and an RBI in this game. Double down the third base side in the 4th inning. Breaker outside. Infield comes in again. Said that a lot tonight. 11 hits for the Raiders. When the year started, you wondered if Rummel had enough offense, but they've proven they certainly have enough offense.
Yeah, they score runs. The biggest thing is what I know you mentioned a lot is just pitchers that will pound the zone and not walk too many guys and put you in bad positions. If Rummel can stay away from that, they've got a chance to make a run in the playoffs. That's just the biggest thing, is in those playoff type games, you know, you've got to be able to match zeros. If you can't match zeros, then it gets tough the deeper you go.
Fouled out of play. It's 1-2. In fact, the 2 runs off of Cook were unearned runs in this game. He's not giving up an earned run, and that's all about the free base runners that they gave up. That's the one thing they have to clean up. They're good enough to compete with the best teams in the state in this class, but they've got to play cleaner baseball on a consistent basis to do so. 1-2. Waved at the breaker. Good pitch by Morez to get Francione for out number 2. Now the infield can go back to regular depth as Charlie Beck bats. He has a 3 RBI game. Big 2-run single in the 3rd, RBI ground out in the 4th.
Nobody gets that. Way too much.
Breaking ball that's in there for a strike call. This kid has a good future. I'd love to see him start against the better teams with this stuff. Don't know about the longevity, but with this fastball and that breaking ball, he's going to get a lot of people out. There's another beat foul by Beck, 0-2.
Well, Shaw has competed pretty well. They've, even in the games that they've lost, usually on the front half of those games, they've been, nip and tuck with people, and they've they've pulled off some wins like the victory over John Curtis, who is an excellent team. You know, Shaw beat them. So I think Kirk Bullinger's bunch has played hard and competed and trying to do the most with what they have in district play.
Outside a ball, it's 1-2. For the Eagles, it's all about the struggles offensively. I mean, they've got to be able to find a way to score runs. It's been a tough time for them in this season for that to occur.
Got to score.
That's the only way to win in this game. Right. Toward the hole. Long throw coming. Good throw. Takes care of Beck from Ostricker. No runs and a hit. Rummel strands a runner. Last chance coming for Shaw. Trailing the Raiders 8-2. Interested in purchasing a DVD copy of today's game, send an email to prep@sportsnola.com or call our offices at 504-681-0120 during normal business hours. You will receive a reply with more information on purchasing DVDs. Zach Cook trying to go the distance, only 2 unearned runs on 2 hits in this game allowed. He's about to make his 90th pitch to Jordan LaCava, and he gets ahead 0-1. LaCava's grounded to second and struck out. Danny will talk to the winning coach and star of the game when this one's over. Here's the 0-1. Good fastball. It's 0-2. Perfect pitch. No balls and 2 strikes. 0-2. Bounced it. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Ortiz and Ostricker to follow. And the 1-2 pitch on the ground. And Franklin tried to backhand it. Gets rid of it. Still got him. 1 out. Not pretty. He does have a good arm, though, doesn't he?
It went from a backhand up into the air, catch it with the bare hand.
Whatever it takes,
throw
right?
it across. We'll take another look at it. Franklin attempted to backhand it and bounced up, caught it with the glove, and then got it across for the out.
Question is, did he have enough time to get his feet in place to get in front of it? Tried to play the backhand side. Was able to make the play, though. Good arm swing and a miss, 1-1 to Ortiz.
He's got a really strong arm. We've seen that in the last couple innings.
Ball and a strike. And another on the way. In the dirt, it's 2-1. Two-one pitch from Cook. In the air, right side out of play. It's 2-2. On deck, Ostricker. Zach back to the mound. Looking for his 6th victory of the season. And now it's full 3-2. Outfield shallow. Playing in the off field. And he goes that way foul and hangs tough. Ortiz, a good look at Brandon as he settles back in. Another 3-2 pitch. And another walk. That's 5. So a hit batsman and a walk. A hit batsman and 5 walks in the game. That's too many free base runners in a close game. But because he's only allowed 2 hits, he's avoided damage. Ostricker bats. 7 inning game you could live with, maybe 4. Certainly, we're going to get a pinch hitter here. So Shaw's going to send out number 23, and that's Peyton Claymont, sophomore. Peyton at 333 on the year, 2 for 6, took a ball, 1-0. And a strike call makes it 1-1.
Kirk Bullinger getting some new faces in the game, seeing if somebody can give him a little spark here offensively.
Bounced that. Nice stop by Fury.
Not a whole lot of luck here tonight against Zach Cook.
And it's 2-1. Had the one hard hit double by Brubacher that Beck couldn't handle back in the third inning. 2-1 the count. Another pitch. And he got a strike in there to make it 2-2. Rummel would like the game-ending double play here. 2-2. Missed outside, so he's full again, 3-2. Rummel does have action in his bullpen. Probably Villa. This is hit to right very well. Right fielder on his horse will never get that. Pinch hitter comes through with a ringing double. Runners will end up at second and third as Claymont hit the daylights out of that.
He drilled that one. Hit that ball about as hard as you can hit it. That was an absolute missile. No doubter over the right fielder's head up against the wall. Kirk Bullinger doing the smart thing, stopping that lead runner. No reason to take a chance when you're down by 6. But he really drove that ball well to the opposite field, showed some opposite field power there in this pinch hit appearance.
And now Dylan Black with a chance to make this interesting. And he's been on all 3 times, a single. He's been hit by a pitch, scored a run, and he's walked. Check swing, didn't mean to. It's 0-1. Black with 14 driven in on the year, so he's been their best RBI man. Interesting that both leadoff hitters are very good RBI men in this game and lead their teams. Both two-way players. One pitching to the other. This is in the air. That's a base hit. So a run's going to score here. Throw to third, safe, and that's going to allow the runner to go to second. And that's inexcusable. That's the kind of stuff you can't do. Like I said, if Rummel wants to be considered a team that can play with the best, they have to clean it up, Andy. You can't have that.
Yep.
Not with a 5-run lead. That throw's got to be lower. It's got to hit, and you got to handle that. There's no way you should allow the extra base runner to reach scoring position.
So important to work through the cutoff, to keep guys at bay, keep force plays in order. As that one gets away, run scores easy, and Black's able to move into scoring position.
That's going to be it for Cook. So we're going to have our new pitcher. We'll tell you all about him when we return in just a moment. It's 8-3 Rummel over Shaw on the First NBC Bank Prep Showcase. Eight to 3 Raiders over the Eagles here in the top of the 7th. The Eagles mounting a rally with a run home, and they have 2 runners on with only 1 out, and the Raiders have to go to their bullpen to try to get this one closed. It's going to be the the fine freshman, Matt Villa, who's really performed well for a freshman, Danny.
Yeah, he has. He's really been a nice arm for them. A lot of good freshmen on this Rummel varsity roster this year. Nick Monica has given them the opportunity to contribute, Villa being one of them. He's had some big wins for him on the mound, and here he comes in trying to shut down this district game with Shaw.
Here's Sculthorpe, who's 0 for 3. He has lined hard to left. Good breaking ball. That's his best pitch. He has a tight slider to go along with a fastball. It's about 81, 82, but his slider's really good. 0-1 the count. Here's another one. Beautiful pitch. 0-2. That's a quality breaking ball he has. No balls and 2 strikes. Villa ahead of Sculthorpe. And he drops another one in there. Boy, did he go? Pretty good pitch. Somehow laid off. 1-2. Sharp movement.
Another look at it here. Another good breaking ball.
No, he did not go.
Hitter able to hold up on that one.
And another, and there's a strike 3 called. That's a quality hook.
Yeah, that's a nasty pitch, especially considering he's only a freshman. That's a heck of a pitch.
2 gone, and Rene Brubacher becomes the last chance for the Eagles, and he has the 2-run double in this game. Back in the 3rd, he's also walked. Not a safe situation for Villa. They're trying to finish this one for the Raiders. And a swing and a miss. I've seen him pitch twice. Very poised. He does not look like a freshman at all. 0-1 the count. There's that breaker again. Boy, I mean, he's just commanding the right-handed hitters with this hook. It's 0-2.
Yeah, and I mean, we're seeing some really good arms from young players here tonight. Bright futures ahead of both of them, and Villa and
Morris. Yeah, really like Morris.
For Shaw.
0-2 pitch, breaking ball, and he piled back to the screen. That one stayed up in the zone. He was able to get to it, holding it 0-2. Certainly not where Villa wanted that one. Runners second and third, 2 outs for the Eagles. No balls and 2 strikes. Ready once more, Villa. Here it is. Breaking ball swung on and missed. What a job by the freshman, Matt Villa. Game over. Raiders beat the Eagles by the score of 8-3. Back with our post-game show in a moment from Kirsch-Rooney Stadium on the first NBC Bank Rev Showcase. Victory tastes sweet for Archbishop Rummel as the Raiders defeat Shaw 8-3. Here's Danny Ream with the winners.
All right, thanks, Ken. Down here with Nick Monica and Zach Cook. Nick, you got to be happy with this district win, 8-3 over Shaw.
Yeah, no doubt. We're happy with all district wins. They're tough to get, and Zach did his job on the mound tonight, and kept us in the game, and then our offense kind of took over in the middle innings.
How do you feel about your club at this point in the season?
We're heading in the right direction. Taking it one game at a time. I think you have to in this league, and we expect all these games to be close games in the end, and so we're just trying to focus one game at a time, and pitch by pitch, and get a little better every day.
All right, and Zach Cook, tonight's winning pitcher. You look good on the mound. You were commanding the zone, had multiple pitches working.
Yes, sir. Like I said last time, I just want to give a team a chance to win every game I go out there and pitch. So that's the bottom line.
Let's talk about your at-bat. When you put the 5 spot up as a team, that at-bat was crucial. I mean, you fought some pitches off, you took some tough pitches, and then you found one and you drove it out to right field.
All right. Props to Dylan Black, first of all, for battling with me. I mean, he was making pitches, and I just was digging in, trying to give my team a chance to win, and got a good pitch to hit and just put a good swing on it.
All right, well, big 8-3 win for the Raiders. Ken, back up to you.
Annie, thank you very much. Rummel defeats Shaw by the score of 8-3 here tonight as the Raiders continue to play well in Catholic League play. Thanks for joining us. Our high school coverage continues with another Key District 9-5A showdown between John Curtis and Jesuit. Catch the rebroadcast Wednesday at 4:30 p.m. on WHNO. Once again, your final score, Archbishop Rummel 8, Archbishop Shaw 3. For Danny Ream and our entire WHNO crew, I'm Ken Trahan saying thanks for joining us and be a good sport. God bless you one and all. We are rounding third and heading home. So long.